Our brother Wode Maya is a huge continental asset. I have no idea why the government of Ghana isn't working with him as our media advocate in chief. He's doing a tremendous job in Burkina Faso. He's one of the reasons many people are seeing some of the wonderful achievements of Captain Traore in real time, ladies and gentlemen. He's been granted access to go in and show to the world what good governance in Africa can look like. Through his lenses, we are able to make the distinction between false media and the truth on the ground. He is a force to reckon with at this moment. In less than 2 weeks of his recent visit to Burkina Faso and his coverage of the developmental projects in the country, he's passed 3 million views with thousands of likes and shares. Ladies and gentlemen, I am therefore excited to call Wode Maya the media ambassador of Burkina Faso and Africa in general. And here is why. Most of us, the bloggers and content creators in support of Traore, are yet to see the developmental jobs going on in Burkina Faso with our own eyes. We are yet to cross the border. We are yet to see all that is happening. Our sources of information are actually from second-hand and third-hand intermediaries. But Wode Maya is different. He's right there in Burkina Faso, in contact with the local people, asking all the important questions and receiving unrehearsed and unscripted feedbacks, ladies and gentlemen. 20 years ago, this wouldn't have been possible. 20 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, the narrative would have been directed by the legacy media. They would have been telling us what they want us to hear or see in alignment with their agenda. And the majority of us, the people, would have no options than to go with their narrative. Today, it's all changed. Just 20 years ago, Captain Traore would have stood no chance of gaining the support of Africa like he's garnered now. They would have shown us scenes of people being massacred and chased down and titled it The Horror of the Military Junta in Burkina Faso. They would have served it to us as the only facts, and we would have been feasting on it. But social media happened, ladies and gentlemen. TikTok and YouTube happened. The internet became a thing and came along. Now we see all the dimensions of the stories in Burkina Faso in real time. Wode Maya's interest in choosing to go there is commendable. He needs to be applauded for that, because he may have first considered how it could damage his platform or reputation. He could lose sponsorships and invites. He could be restricted from traveling to certain places. And yet, the young man chooses to overlook all of those and the possible attacks and went straight to Burkina Faso. That's impressive, in my opinion. We need more of our brothers and sisters in the content creating space to get involved in this story. We need to continue to speak about Captain Traore and Burkina Faso as often as possible, because the enemy is quietly lurking behind the dark. In fact, they are waiting for when the noise is died down only to strike. They haven't given up, and so we cannot afford to give up. The whole world must know the facts and judge for themselves who is in the right and who is wrong. I am therefore using this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to appeal to all content creators who appreciate what's going on in Burkina Faso under Captain Traore, whether in Africa or beyond, to consider doing an episode in support to the military regime in that country. I believe the more we make him a trending issue, the more confident he will be and stay alert and continue with the good works that he's doing over there. Let's take a look at this video of our brother Wode Maya's second visit to Burkina Faso. Let's see it quickly.
Burkina Faso grows everything in abundance, despite the fact that this country is hot and dry. In Burkina Faso, they grow tomatoes in abundance, and the fact that His Excellency Ibrahim Traoré decided to build a factory to transform the raw materials into a finished good is something that really excites my soul in this country. I finally made it to Sobeto, the tomato processing factory that is right here in Bobo Dioulasso, Burkina Faso, an initiative by His Excellency Ibrahim Traoré. This is more like a revolution that is happening in this beautiful country. A revolution of industrializing Burkina Faso. I mean, most of you were thinking it's a lie. That is why I had to travel all the way from Ghana just to come for the fact. This is the raw materials. And what is happening right now? What do you see? It's more like they are sorting the raw materials, wash it, and the process continue. This is what I mean if I tell you that the entire country of Burkina Faso is under construction, because every corner that I pass in this beautiful country, there are more like road constructions going on.
Exactly. We have more projects right now, and I was telling, since I was born, and since the independence of Burkina Faso, we only have 3,000 kilometers of paved roads.
Are you kidding me? You mean the entire country?
Since the independence.
So now?
Till now.
Only
3,000 kilometers of paved roads.
So what is happening now?
Now, our new president has the willing to really build the roads. They even bought all the equipment, all the necessary equipment to build every corner of our country. As you can see, like this, we have so many corners right now that are in building.
This is insane. So what he's trying to say is that His Excellency Ibrahim Traoré is actually rebuilding his country, because from independence to today, the country can only boast of 3,000 kilometers paved road. But guess what? The equipment that is used to construct the roads in here were actually bought by His Excellency. So which means that the contract is not in the hands of any company.
No, it's the government who is charged to build to construct all the roads.
What is the goal? How many kilometers of roads does he want to achieve in a year?
The goal now is to be able to achieve 5,000 per year.
Kilometers per year?
I said that since the independence, we only had 3,000, but now the goal is to have 5,000 kilometers of paved road every year.
I really love what I see, man. It's more like a revolution happening in the entire country. I mean, like I said earlier, if you have a visionary leader, everything literally falls in place. Can you believe it? The country produces tomatoes in abundance, and they decided to convert the tomatoes into a finished goods. So when you visit the country, when you come across different supermarkets in the countries, and it's so beautiful to see tomato paste that is made and produced in the country by the people and for the people on different shelves. Can you believe it? It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I was in this factory, and the tomato paste that they produce in there is called Adia, and they have 2 factories that are functional at the moment, and the second factory is Sofato. I just want to see the name that they will come up with the third factory that they are building.
So, after seeing all these, I asked myself, 3 years under military rule led by Traore, compared with the many years of civilian rule in Burkina Faso, which one has actually benefited the people of the country? I asked myself, so what stopped the civilian government of Burkina Faso in the past from doing all the things that is being done now under the military rule? In fact, what's stopping all these heads of states in Africa from doing what is being done now in Burkina Faso in their own respective countries? Cameroon could be doing the same thing. Central African Republic and Chad could also follow up. What is limiting them, ladies and gentlemen? And then I asked myself this very, very important question of all. Will they do any different now after seeing what's being done in Burkina Faso? Will other African leaders take a note from the strategies of the military leader in Burkina Faso and do anything different? Will African leaders ever learn a lesson, ladies and gentlemen? Unfortunately, I know they can't. They cannot, because of who got them into that office and who protects them. I know they can't because of how much benefits they enjoy as heads of state for those people. They are not there for the people, and hence cannot do anything meaningful for the people. They were planted there by their colonial masters, and it's their bidding they will do. But I'll go ahead and still leave you to also respond to that question in the comments. Wode Maya has single-handedly shown more light on many African countries than their own foreign and tourism ministries, including our own country, Ghana. Yet, the government of Ghana isn't doing anything special with him at this time. He made me fall in love with Namibia and Botswana all over again with just one video. With his limited budget, he's able to move to all these places telling the stories of people we would have never known existed, ladies and gentlemen. People, places, and businesses we would have never heard of. Sometimes those people are not even known in their own countries until Wode Maya got there. He has the platform that sends millions of eyeballs to wherever he goes. That's special. That's so special. But in addition to him, I also want to use this opportunity to shout out to all our brothers and sisters who have been loud about the movement in support for Captain Traore across Africa and on the global scale. This is a sign that when we unite around one thing, nothing can break us. Africa can unite, and social media will be the starting point. For those of you who have ideas and stories to tell, but sitting on your hands and waiting for the best times or the right opportunities to get involved, I have a message for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the perfect time is now. With your smartphone and access to the internet, you are good to go. Start from your community and take it to the world. And for those who started and gave up, at some point, I have a message for you as well. There is only one way to success, and it's by moving forward. So pick yourself up and start all over again. If I can do it, you can definitely do more. This time, add some discipline and research more about the field you want to engage in and get going. We haven't started telling the African stories yet. All the stories told in the movies by the Western countries are exhausted. That's why they've jumped on to superhero fairy tales. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch their recent movies, it's all superhero stuff. They have no more new stories to tell. Their movie industry has now become animated and full of strange events. We have the stories, ladies and gentlemen. Africa has the stories, and we are going to take over the world in the coming years. So don't feel down in your small corner and be thinking nothing is happening. A lot is happening and requires your participation. Don't idle around. Get yourself involved in the rising of the motherland, whether through content creation or story writing. We have so much to offer the world in the next decade. Pick up your phone and start recording. You have watched enough of other people. Start your own journey and learn along the way. Keep away from doing silly things on the camera for popularity. That's too cheap. Sing if you have to. Dance if you can. Show your talent if you have any, and watch the world as it gravitates towards you. It will definitely not come in a day, but so long as you keep up the energy and stay consistent, it's only a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen, before the world recognizes you. Today, Wode Maya is making Africa and Ghana proud. Tomorrow, it might be you and your talent. So, if you can feel the power of the batteries I'm putting into your back, rise up today and get started. The world is your playground. Thanks, Wode Maya, for inspiring somebody like me to do content creation and bringing Burkina Faso to all of us in every part of Africa. God bless you folks, and thanks for watching this one. I'll be back with another one very soon. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so today. It's bye-bye for now.